welcome to RESI's two-day dedicated digital partnering event. So this event will be a little bit different from our usual RESI conferences in that we won't have the content we typically do. So generally at a RESI conference, a full RESI conference will have workshops and panels. So for this conference or this event, it's going to be partnering focused. So we'll have 2 days of partnering on April 29th and April 30th. And then we'll also have company presentations, which will be located on the main RESI website page. So you can find those company presentations live starting April 29th. And then the partnering, again, will occur for 2 days, and it will occur for 24 hours a day. So this is a tutorial for specifically this conference. It will be held in a similar format as our digital event that we did in March, Digital RESI Europe, but again, it will not have the content that we typically do. So I'm going to go through the partnering, give you a quick tutorial, and then I'm going to tell you the different features that you'll need to learn for the digital format. So first things first, once you're logged in, this is what you should see. Everything that you'll need, you'll find in this black bar at the top. The first thing you want to do on the partnering, you want to get started as early as possible. You want to fill out your company profile. So right here, you can see all of my colleagues that are also registered to participate in our two-day digital partnering event. To find your company, you just click your company name, and you'll have different sections to fill out. Now, you want to make sure you spend some time filling this out to the best of your ability. Make sure you're selecting your sector, subsector, indication. Again, you only want to add these selections if they're relevant to what you're doing, but this will help other investors find you based upon what you're doing. So they can actually search for companies in a certain sector, for a certain indication, things like that. So make sure you're filling these out. So according to what group you're in the partnering as, you'll have different sections to fill out. So Life Science Nation, we're a service provider. So we have different sections from a fundraising company. If you're a fundraising company, you're going to have sections like major landmarks, milestones, other products in your pipeline, things like that. You want to make sure that you're filling those out because the investors will be able to revert back to your profile if they need more information outside of that initial message that you're sending to them. So make sure you're filling that out. And then just briefly, if you want to add a logo, you can do that here. You'll also have the option to create a personal bio. I would recommend it. And then if you'd like, you can add an image. If you need to change your password, you'll find that here. So once you finish doing that, you can start sending your meeting requests out. So again, all these meeting requests that you're sending out are for the 29th and the 30th. So I'm going to show you how to look for prospective investors or clients. Again, we're at that black bar at the top. You're clicking search. And then here's everyone that's participating in the digital event. So groups, this group, biotech, medtech, diagnostic, this is the category for fundraising companies. Investors, nonprofits, service providers, tech hubs. Tech hubs means accelerator, incubator, regional organization. So if you're a fundraising company, you're looking for investors, so you want to make sure you're selecting investors. And then you'll have some additional filters to fill out below. So I would not recommend turning on every single filter. There's a few filters that I would say are more useful than others, but they're here to help you and make your search more granular. So investor type, you can see all the investor types that are participating in this conference. You can only select one at a time, so I would just leave this filter off unless you're only open to a particular type. Sector. Again, I would recommend having your sector on. If you're kind of one of those products that is both, I would run a search for one and then do the other, because again, you can't select multiple selections at once. So sector, indication, again, if your product is for a particular indication, I would select it, but I also would try it without this particular sector on, because again, some investors are willing to kind of go out of their comfort zone, look at companies that maybe aren't a perfect fit, but that maybe they may be interested in. Okay, so phase of development. You can see here there's two different ones. You only want to fill out one. So if you're a therapeutic, you're filling out this one. And then if you're a medical device or diagnostic, you want to fill out this one. Healthcare IT, don't fill one out. So I would say the main filters you want to have on are the group you're looking for, sector, and then phase of development. You can try, again, just play with the filters, see what yields the most results. But when you're sending meeting requests out, you want to send as many meeting requests as possible to all relevant investors, even some that aren't top tier investors, your best fit. Maybe they're a little outside of your shooting range. Just reach out to them. It will be worth it. You never know if they'll be interested. So this is how you should communicate with the investors. So say we have our filters on, it will tell you the number of investors that are relevant for your particular search. Just quickly, this is automatically going to be set to order alphabetically. So we'll continue to sign up investors through the 29th. So this is why you should be constantly checking in on the partnering, seeing if there's any new investors that are added. But a way to make sure that you're on top of who's new, click order by date approved. So all of the investors that show up at the top are ones that are just recently added or just recently signed up for the conference. So right here, we see this fund. Say there is another colleague registered. A lot of these investors, they will bring multiple people. That way they can take more meetings. So it's really up to you. So if there's two delegates from this company, this fund registered, you can absolutely contact both of them. It's really a matter of preference. I would say in terms of getting a meeting with them, if you feel really strongly about it, why not send both of them a meeting request? It would only increase your chance of getting one. Again, they can just add themselves to a meeting if you get a meeting scheduled with one of them, or if one of them accepts first. So they should definitely be talking to each other to make sure that they're either taking these meetings together or their meetings are not overlapping. So again, why not send the meeting request to both of them? Okay, so how you should communicate with someone you want to schedule a meeting with. Right here, you have two options. Bookmark is a note to yourself. They won't be able to see this, but it's a good way to keep track of profiles you've already gone through. You can make some notes to yourself, but you have the option to either book a meeting or send a message. Your initial communication with anybody you want to meet with, you want to click book a meeting. This will encourage action, because when you click book a meeting, it's going to ask you to attach a message anyway. So kind of the benefit of clicking book a meeting versus sending a message, you're just sending a message when you click send a message. So there's no action they can take. So if they read your message and they say, okay, I want to meet with this person, they have to reply, and it will leave a lot of people confused in regards to whether you sent a meeting request, if they have to send a meeting request. So avoid that at all costs. Just make sure your initial communication, you're booking a meeting. Because if you see right here, you're going to be asked to attach a note anyway. So again, this message is very important. You want to make sure it's a thoughtful message, but that is concise, no more than 2 paragraphs. And again, you can send a pretty standardized message to every investor, but the best fit investors, it wouldn't hurt to personalize that message. The message should include an introduction, so who you are, what you're doing, what your product is, why it solves an unmet need, where it stands in the market space, kind of why is it better than competition. Don't forget to include how much money you're looking to raise, what you're going to use this raise for, and then you want to be sure to just follow up and kind of recap that message Just say, I'd really like to meet with you. I think our interests come in line. Please let me know if you'd like to meet with me. So something short and sweet that covers, again, exactly what you're doing. Again, if they need more information, they can actually just go back to your profile. So that's why it's important to fill out your profile. Okay, so let's go back quickly. So again, we just clicked book a meeting. You will be using send a message. I always say use this to send follow-up reminder messages. So even if someone hasn't answered your meeting request yet, you can send them a reminder message, which we highly recommend. So we've done lots of research on this. People who send follow-up messages to their meeting requests that aren't yet answered, you will get the number of meetings that you want. It's a strategy, again, we've done a lot of research on. You want to make sure no matter what, you're following up on any meeting requests that go unanswered. Does not mean they don't want to meet with you. Sometimes the investors are more proactive than others. Sometimes they wait till last minute to accept your meeting request. But by sending a reminder message, you're floating your meeting request up to the top of their inbox, right? And it shows that you're serious about it and that you're eager to meet with them. So make sure you're, one, booking a meeting first, and then sending a follow-up message if they do not answer. The amount of time can vary. If we're pretty close to the conference, just send it a day after. If we're a week out, just send it a few days after. So really, you're not bothering them. We've done a lot of research. Make sure you're sending reminders. So that's how you should schedule your meetings. I'm going to show you what your actual schedule will look like. So this is what your schedule will look like. So depending on which day you have, or if you purchase both days, you'll have, again, the April 29th or the 30th. Partnering will happen for 24 hours a day. So keep in mind, every RESI event is a global event. So you want to make sure that if you don't want to be up taking meetings at 12:30 a.m., you're making yourself unavailable for that particular time slot. To make yourself available again, you just want to click, but make sure you go ahead. If you don't want to start taking meetings till 6 a.m., just block this off. Again, the partnering system is a smart partnering software. So what it does, as soon as both parties accept the meeting, it will just schedule your meeting for the earliest time you both have available. So since this conference is now digital, we've incorporated our own video chat software into your meeting scheduler. So you don't have to use your own Zoom or GoToMeeting or anything like that. All of these meetings will be real time. I'm going to show you what that looks like when you start a meeting. So what's going to happen is as soon as the meeting is confirmed, it's going to tell you who it's with at what time. You're responsible for going to starting that meeting at that assigned time. It will tell you your time zone here. The conference time zone is Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time. So again, if you're in a time zone other than that, it will convert the time zone below. I'm going to show you what it looks like to, or how to start a meeting. So this is just like a sample profile. Again, you only have partnering from the 29th and the 30th, so don't get confused. Right here, I have a meeting scheduled with Greg Mannix. Say it's 10 a.m., April 27th. To start the meeting, you just click this link right here that says confirmed update. This will pop the video chat up. You'll be able to see the other party, and then you'll also be able to share material. So again, you don't have to exchange contact information. You definitely should at some point, because we've provided you with an option to video chat from the software. So just click this to start the meeting. It's 10 a.m. Let's wait for this to pop up. So right here, click start. And then you can see right here, we have the other party. So you'll be able to see them nice and clear. This is Greg. I have a meeting with Greg right now. And then also you'll be able to share any material with the other party. So I'm gonna have Greg go ahead and share his material for me. So right here, I can see Greg's screen, which is great. And then to do that, if you scroll down, just click share your screen. So you can also share your screen at the same time. Again, there's no dial-in service. You'll have to use your computer audio. So you just want to make sure you're clicking that link, and then you are connected to the other party automatically, which is great. So thank you so much, Greg, for helping us out. I do want to point out one more thing. So you can also send a chat message by clicking this message option right here. That will be available tomorrow. So if for some reason you don't see the other party on your meeting, just click messages, and then you can actually send them a quick chat that they should receive. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here. Okay, so again, that's how you start your meeting. It should say confirm update there. And then any confirmed meetings will show up right here on the schedule. When you start sending and receiving meeting requests, they'll also show up below your schedule, so you can see that activity below. But if you want to see any form of inbound or outbound communication, whether it be a meeting request or a message, just click messages up here. So any inbound or outbound communication. Okay, just quickly, those of you that have Premier Partnering will give you in-depth information and personal contact information on the investors that are registered. So that's really the difference in the registrations. The actual partnering, the meeting scheduling will happen on this account, which is the standard side. When you have Premier Partnering, it's like having two separate accounts. Standard is where you book your meetings. Premier, I refer to as the library. So this is where you can do your research on the investors. And when you're looking through the investor profiles on your Premier side, you can just click a link if you want to meet with them, and then it just bumps you back to the standard side or the meeting booking side. The way to get back and forth, again, I'm on standard. You click Premier Mandates. It's going to prompt you to log in again, and you should have received two separate login credentials. I'm just going to log in quickly. Okay, so again, once you log into both accounts, they'll be connected. You want to click View Mandates. And then again, you can see the investor profiles. Really, the difference in the profiles, the amount of information you're given. And then you can see right here, you'll automatically get their personal contact information. So this is great to do. You can go through after you finish your meetings, collect any emails that you want or any emails of people that you were unable to get meetings with. I would highly recommend that. And then to actually book a meeting with them, again, we're on the library side. You just click this, click to request a meeting. Just bumps you back to standard. And again, you just click book a meeting with them. So it's that simple, it's that easy. If you ever feel like you want the Premier upgrade, it's always available at any point in time. So just let your contact at RESI know. Again, that is the partnering for the 2-day digital event. We will have company presentations on the main RESI website. They will be live starting April 29th. And then partnering will go live April 29th for 2 days. Please, again, be sure that you know how to use the video chat features and that you're starting your meetings at the right time. They are all live. And if for some reason your schedule becomes full, definitely send other attendees messages to schedule meetings outside of the platform. We strongly encourage that. We want you to get the most meetings as possible. And if you have any questions, please reach out to RESI, RESI, at lifesciencenation.com.